Welcome to this presentation. My name is Dario Ambrosini from the University of L'Aquila in Italy. In this talk, I wish to discuss the effects of the evolution of thermal cameras on artwork diagnostics. In particular, we choose an experimental point of view by comparing the performance of cameras of different ages. This work has been realized in the laser laboratory of the University of L'Aquila in Italy. Our lab has more than 40 years of activity in artwork diagnostics and more than 25 years of experience in infrared diagnostics. Just to give briefly the abstract. In non-destructive testing, thermographic methods have gained significant importance. Also, the technological evolution of thermal cameras played a crucial role. Here we discuss the effects of this evolution on artwork diagnostics, and in particular, we choose an experimental point of view which involves the comparison of thermal cameras of different ages. So, in this talk, I first briefly introduce infrared thermography and thermal cameras evolution. Then I will present the thermal cameras and the laboratory models used. Finally, I will compare some experimental results. Thermographic methods can be used to recover information about deep structures, such as internal defects and lack of homogeneity. Also, different methods can be used together to extract more information, for example, coupling, holography and thermography, and reflectography and thermography. In artwork diagnostics, these methods are widely used thanks to their characteristics, mainly remote and wide field imaging of hidden features such as detachments, cracks, and so on. And also thanks to the possibility of quantitative evaluation. Examples of different artworks that can be investigated by infrared thermography are frescoes, panel paintings, ancient books, buildings, and so on. In this image, you can view one of our old cameras performing infrared thermography in situ in a church in 2004. We said that the technological evolution of thermal cameras played a crucial role. As a matter of fact, in recent decades, infrared cameras shifted from expensive, difficult to use, and heavy systems to more affordable, usable, and portable ones. In this image, which was published in Sensors in 2015, we may appreciate the improvement in image quality, resolution, that is the green line, and noise equivalent temperature difference, that is the minimum temperature difference that is still resolvable by the camera, shown as a red line. Also, the improvement in portability by reducing weight and size is particularly important in artwork diagnostics because artworks are generally difficult or impossible to move. There is a further advancement not shown in this image, which covers till the year 2015. In fact, recently, thermal cameras entered the consumer market as low-cost devices, that is, devices that can be, for instance, added to a smartphone. In this slide, we show the thermal imaging cameras used in this work. They can be considered representative of different generations of devices. The Avio thermal imaging camera from 1995 is characterized by rather low resolution and thermal sensitivity for the current possibility. However, above all, it presents a very low portability due to its size and to the need for Stirling cooling of the sensor. You may appreciate that the complete unit weighs more than 11 kilograms. The S65HS is about a decade later. It presents better thermal sensitivity, increased resolution, excellent portability. It can also be connected to a personal computer. T1020 is currently available. It offers the same excellent portability with respect to S65, greater flexibility due to interchangeable optics, improved thermal sensitivity, but above all, an exceptional resolution. Finally, we have the FLIR-1, a smartphone accessory, that has been included here as an example of a consumer market device. It is characterized by a relatively low performance, but exceptional small size and high portability with a highly competitive cost. Laboratory models are instrumental in artwork diagnostics because they are realized with the same techniques and materials as original artworks, but they also include typical defects whose nature and location are well known. The two models used in this work, fresco and the painting on wood, were made in our laboratory between 1995 and 1998. Both models degraded with years. In this slide, you can view the wooden painting model recorded in the 2000 in the left, in 2022 in the center, and inspected by holographic interferometry with the position of defects shown. The model was realized on all poplar wood using the traditional techniques, that means on layers of canvas, gesso, and glue. Detachments were simulated by inserting thin mylar sheets between the layers, and these shown in the slide are the dimensions of the models. Here we show the fresco model. It was realized with non-homogeneous materials that support, in particular it has a 9 cm thick support to simulate typical irregularities of ancient walls. 4 defects were initially inserted. They are labeled from D1 to D4. There were 2 hair voids and 2 sponges. Once again, we show the fresco model in 2000 in the left, in 2022 in the center, and inspected by holographic interferometry with defects position shown. Let's start discussing some experimental results. These are the results obtained on the wooden painting by the different thermal cameras. Here, images dimensions are proportional to the resolution of the devices to visually outline the great difference in image resolution. In particular, the resolution of T1020 is about 10 times larger than that of the S65. Here, images are presented with the same dimensions for ease of comparison. The first remark we can make concerns the FLIR-1. Despite the poor definition, the lower thermal sensitivity, this device can still reveal the defects. Therefore, this type of cameras can be helpful for a first screening. Also, Evio is a camera which is now more than 20 years old. It suffers from rather low sensitivity and resolution. Finally, the results of T1020 and S65 can seem similar at first glance. However, the T1020 is a much better performing instrument, and its higher resolution can be very important when magnifying the images. Here are the results obtained on the Fresco model. The general remarks made above for the painting of wood can be repeated here. Furthermore, as we said, laboratory models have degraded over the years. This has led to the appearance of defects not initially present in the models. Finally, we report an example of investigation on a real artwork, the Assumption and Coronation of the Virgin fresco, which is located in the Basilica of Santa Maria di Collemaggio in L'Aquila. It was found during the restoration work of the 17 years. According to some, it was painted by the Venetian Jacobello dal Fiore in 14 and 15. Even from these first results, the great advantage of the higher resolution is clear. While maintaining approximately the same definition as the S65, it is possible to investigate a much larger area without the need for mosaicing. Alternatively, smaller areas can be examined in greater detail, or a mosaic of images can be created to achieve very high resolution. This is a qualitative sketch resuming the different features of the thermal cameras compared in this work. So, to conclude, generally speaking, the 4 thermal cameras we compared performed from reasonably well to very well on our 2 laboratory models. There are clear advantages to using high-performance instruments. However, their cost, which is still relatively high, prevents widespread use by museums and restorers. We think their outstanding performance could be helpful to university research groups, and important restoration projects of famous artworks. Also, even apparently modest instruments, such as the free one, which has a cost comparable to a mid-range smartphone, prove capable of providing some information. These low-cost cameras can therefore contribute to the widespread diffusion of thermography in cultural heritage diagnostics. That's all. Thank you for your attention.